All right, so we are getting back to work on the boss's Pacer. Sorry, it's not Demri's garage today. It's Robbie Layton's garage. In true AMC fashion, we're putting Ford suspension in this thing. Mustang 2 front, Ford 9-inch rear. So it's gonna be an AMC Ford Chevy.
Which is AMC, All-American Vehicle.
Well, that's AMV, All-American Company. So we're using
All-American car.
Do we have anything Dodge? It did have a Dodge transmission and drivetrain. Anyway, who cares? I'm gonna have my guys unload all the suspension out of the back of the truck, and we're gonna get to work. This is all used, but it's brand old. Brand new, still in the boxes. The guy spent an astronomical amount of money, and we stole it from him because it was on Facebook Marketplace. This whole car is based off of Facebook Marketplace. We got brakes, we got all sorts of fun stuff, but he did hack off the crossmember and gave us like 3/4 of a truck frame. So I'm gonna grab the plasma cutter, we're gonna hurry and get this cut off, and Sean is TIG welding all the tubing. Let's go spy on him. This is our secret weapon. This is how we get work done. Look at this, it's all TIG welded.
I love it.
That's the correct answer. See, happy wife, happy life. Now I gotta figure out how to get all of this off of here without ruining it. I think I can do it. Wow.
Have to do a little grindy.
Yeah, you have to grind a lot. But you know what? It's not ruined. I'm gonna go something like this in here because we've got to make sure that the upper control arm is in line with the lower control arm. So we're gonna have to build it out, probably box this in, but it's gonna work. Basically take a plate, wherever this lands, flatten it, put some gussets, top cap it, bottom cap it.
Should work.
Boom, shizzle, boom. All right, so while I finish up getting this cut, we do have something else. We got the drive lines from Tom Wood's Drive Shafts. Got some woodies for the bus. Let's go check those out. And I'm gonna have Hillbilly and Colton get those put in because then the bus is at a standstill. We're waiting on shocks, brake lines. I think that's it. Then we can move it and really get that thing finished up. We still got to paint the front end. We're gonna put a side window in it. We got to put the roof rack on it, which is over here. Got a lot of stuff, but let's go check those drive shafts out. Yeah, that's correct. Whoa. Yeah, that's right. Cool. Just making sure that the U-joint selection is correct, and it is.
It's almost the size of a semi.
Yeah,
it's not as heavy. So before we can put the rear drive line in, gotta remove this hoop and the carrier bearing mounts. The carrier bearing mount is riveted in place, so I have to grind those off. This big hoop is bolted on, so we'll get those unbolted.
I've just about got it all cut out. I'm gonna grab Hillbilly's help. We're gonna flip it. Well, that worked.
It's not moving at all. Now it's moving. Got one rivet out, so it's kind of loose on that one corner. Now it's got 4 more to go. That about went in my pocket. Now I can get the driveline bolted in place.
This is kind of oily from when we lost the oil plug. You guys all know about that. I'm just gonna spray down, clean it up, because we're gonna be cutting and then re-welding, kind of dropping it down over by 1x3 square tubing. Just gonna get some of this oil crap off. Yeah, look at that.
One hoop-de-doo removed.
You do?
Hoop-de-doo.
So this is legitimately everything. So the kid must have bought it, started working on his project, and gave up like I usually do. I even have his original invoice showing that I got a good deal. So pretty happy about that, but luckily I've got a parts list. So I'm going through, making sure we've got everything. That way, if we don't, we can try to find what we don't have. But so far, we have everything. And we got the upgraded Willwood disc brake kit. The only thing that I don't like that we are gonna change is it's got an airbag kit for the front. So I'm gonna get coilovers, but that should be an easy fix. Oh, a motor mount. That is cool. I didn't know we were getting motor mounts, so maybe he didn't know he was giving me motor mount. That was nice of him. Thank you for the LS motor mount kit that I needed, that I didn't have, that now I've got.
First drive shaft is getting installed, which is the rear. I want to work on the back, and then maybe we'll see if Colton can work on the front and find some bolts for it. Do you feel like you're pulling dynamite instead of tater tots? You're pulling nuts.
Yeah. Instead of going back and forth, I just shove them all in my pocket, and then I got them with me.
Yeah, but then you don't forget where you pulled them from.
No, they're 1/2 inch, and I remembered 2 inch, 1.5 inches. Go through there.
I'll go the other way.
Oh, so we have the.
So there's nothing to bind up on if it. Now is that going to clear anything? Like anything on the backside will hit?
No, it looks good. You can look at it. Sweet.
So every single thing is here. We got lower control arms, upper control arms. We got shocks. We got airbags that we're not going to use. We got the Willwood front disc kit. That's going to be our lifeline, holding us back from the wall. So that's cool. Yeah, we've got a lot of stuff, but I'm going to have to hit up somebody at the company that they bought this from, see if we can get some instructions to try to set that front cross member up. I'm super excited. Now we've got motor mounts, so we can check that right off the list.
So I'm just putting tape on this cross member where I have to cut, so that way the drive line will clear, and then we'll modify it to drop down and come underneath it like this. And there's the chunk of the transmission mount that I gotta modify to drop it down so the front drive line clears. Chunk that I need to cut out, I gotta cut out, so now I'm gonna put the drive line up in place and see how much I have to drop it, the cross member down in that spot for the drive line to clear everything. Trash case side tightened down so that way it doesn't want to sit there and droop and mess me up.
You don't even have to come down far.
Just about that much.
Down travel, it won't even come close, huh?
Right there. And that gives us plenty. So what me and Colin's decided, something like that, weld that up inside, come down about that far, weld this to here, and same on this side, and that way it'll make a continuous bracket and it will clear the drive line. It's all squared up. Now I just gotta build some, or cut some that will drop down far enough to where we can use, yeah, so I can build a cross member. 5.5. Done. Now I gotta go notch it.
Oh, watch the face. Got it. All right, so I'm notching out these front bars because I'm gonna be running some DOM uprights, or whatever you wanna call them. All right, so I've got the top notch done. I've got to mirror the bottom. I'm gonna get the grinder in there, cup it out. I'll make sure that the tubing fits. Then I can start bending this, but I'm gonna run to lunch, so we'll be back right after.
Okay, so I'm just gonna tack these in place and then go test fit and make sure everything fits like it's supposed to. And if so, then I'll bring it back and fully weld it up.
So did you just notch it where it's gonna cap?
Yep. Now it's time to test fit and see what it looks like. That looks good. It's really good. Take it back over and get this thing fully welded, and it'll be ready to install.
All right, so I'm gonna start.
Sorry.
Colton not to move.
I need both hands. I was trying to do it one-handed.
I'm gonna go 12 3/4.
What is that for?
That's how much of a slope the notch is gonna have. So we're gonna start down here with a taper. 11.5/8. So that's gonna be our taper at the bottom. It's gonna come up to our first 45-degree bend.
So you're concerned I'm gonna run into a wall and roll it.
Well, I mean, I just want you to be safe. I'd rather be safe than sorry. We're gonna make sure that this thing's caged properly.
78.375.
So 75 3/8 of an inch is how much tube we need to make this piece right here. I don't know if I want to, I think I'm gonna wing it with the DOM. I'm not gonna make a cheater.
Yeah, I think
I'm just gonna do it.
For how close you got that one, you're on the money. You just had to trim the
Just
length.
paid to say that. But right now, does this make sense?
Yep. Wait, are you sure? Are they both the same?
No, they're mirrored. They're mirrored. So I'm gonna do this one and then I'll.
But that from there to there is the same.
Yes, it should be dimensionally correct to this bar.
Yeah, this part's not.
This is not the same. Ooh, I'm nervous. Is Hillbilly done with that? Oh, nope, he's making a cross member for the bus. We got everybody working, all hands on deck. So now check this out.
Here.
I put the overall length on this bend. So next time I know that that's a 16 3/4 inch length of pipe to make a 45-degree bend from start of bend to back of bend.
Okay, so I'm just going through and cleaning a little bit more oil up. So that way I don't have an oil fire because those are never fun to deal with.
How do you put those out?
Special extinguishers. So I'm just marking on how far I need to clean paint off to weld.
Here goes the first bend. All right, so that's the first bend. Now we'll be able to put this up and make our cut. Look at it. Pretty precise work, if you ask me. Look at how good that is, though.
Oh yeah, that's.
We might have to notch it a little. And so I want that bend to go like this. Hold it. Don't let it move. Cannot let it move. Gotta not let it move. Don't let it move. Don't let it move. Okay.
I let it move.
Uh-huh. That literally just has to go straight in the air. All right, so we've got it all bent, I think. Let's go. Let's go test our work and see how far off we are. All right, so we've got our mirror braid all set up for notching. I'm gonna try to notch this with my new VSM 36 grit belts. All right, let's go check it. That is sweet. There's some aggressive beltage. Want it like right there. Yeah, all I gotta do is take that one a little deeper. Bada bang! Right there. Well, okay, let's grab a ratchet strap. Look at this, we got it. What do you think, Colton?
That's money, dude.
We're just gonna pull a ratchet strap and keep it in position. All right, it's time to make the driver's side. All right, so we've got to flip it over, make our notch, and then we'll go in and start figuring out all of our clocked bends.
Look at that.
All right, so the door is in the way. We're gonna hurry and pop the driver's side off also. This door's finished up so we can fit it. It's getting towards the end of the day.
You're finally welding?
Yeah, I'm almost done with this side. And I just gotta do the other side.
Oh my gosh. That's cool.
Okay, so we went with the new and improved transmission crossmember mount. The old one was just too blocky and it would have dropped it too low. And so what I did is I took a piece of 2x6, cut the edges at 45, welded it up in place, and took plates to block it off and made it flow into the rest of the transmission crossmember so it looks better. A lot better. Got the driveline put back in. Everything's clearing like it's supposed to. So that's another thing to check off the list of needing to be done, because it's done now.
Don't move. Because we don't know how to do angles and degrees and all that bullcrap. Yep.
I don't know if I got.
You got
Oh no, I don't.
You got it. Building a Cage 101, Robbie and Colton edition.
The whole freaking car just.
So we're trying to clock this bad boy. Go up,
Oh, this is way easy.
Did you tell them why you're
up.
doing it like this?
Well, no, because they don't need to know that I screwed up.
That side's a little short.
You just can't tell. You go over. Just a little. More.
Damn.
More.
My
More.
brake position went up.
You might need to go
I know.
back. Just hold on. I think we can make it work right here.
Breaking a sweat.
And Hillbilly looks like
There's
he's got
Hillbilly. Just like
eyeshadow
a
on.
blister.
Hillbilly has eyeliner on.
You burn dry.
Here, here, and here. Boiling hot oil.
Clock-a-diddle-do. This is what we messed up last time.
Yeah, we can't mess this up.
Hey, what did you mess up?
Don't
No
move.
one knows.
I mean, no, yeah, we didn't mess up. I mean, this is what we do. We have to do this critical. This is a critical bend. I don't know what your problem is. Look, this isn't that bad. Okay, get down. He's just not used to holding the camera. He's a little upset about it. We're finally down to the last 45-degree bend. And look who showed up. Hey, say hi, guys. Hey, what's up, guys?
You want to hear a joke?
Yes?
Not.
Not today. What? That's rude. Well, I guess we're not getting a joke today. All right, this is fitting better. Oh yeah, this is gonna work. So we're gonna chop this off. We'll get it up into place. Lincoln's trying to drive. Yeah, Adley thinks she has a joke now. So we'll get this cut, fit it, notch it, put it in, ratchet strap it, tell a joke, and go home. That's a lot of things.
Hi, look at this.
Look at this. What am I looking at?
Wow.
Say, Sean, good job.
There's John.
There's Sean, you know.
There's Mommy. Mommy, whoa. There's John.
All right, so I'm just trying to get a good fitment on this notch. So I've got to bring this bottom notch in because it's going through the 45-degree angle. That's what I'm working on right now, is just getting that fit really well so that we can put this bar in.
What did you just do?
I just cut the e-brake off because ain't nobody needing that where I'm going.
Okay, I had to run the napper real fast to get these U-bolts for the U-joint. They're not quite the right ones. Robbie's gonna call Tom Woods Drive Shaft and get the right ones sent to us so we can put them in there and put the right ones in it, but front drive line is installed. Plenty of clearance.
Everyone looks good. Look at that.
All right, so it may not look like we got a lot done, but we got the two most intricate bars for the cage in and done. Not welded because we're fitting everything up and strapping it, and then we're gonna go through and TIG weld it. But Sean got the whole front end TIG welded at the end of the day, so we're gonna be going home, but we're gonna be working on the Mustang 2 front suspension. We gotta get that in and finish the cage in the rear, but we need more DOM. Adley said she's got a joke. She didn't want to tell a joke, now she does. So we're gonna let her tell a joke. Okay, that's actually a good one.
Why couldn't the toilet paper cross the road?
Why couldn't the toilet paper cross the road? I don't know.
Why?
He got stuck in a crack.
He got stuck in the crack.
Oh, right. Thanks. Same. Now we're going home.
It is tomorrow.
Is tomorrow.
So we just noticed there's just a little bit of interference on this T-bar bolt for the upper control arm. So I'm gonna have Hillbilly grab a rasp or a file. We're just gonna flat file it just a little bit by hand so that these will slide smooth. See, they just got a little bit, you can just see a little bit of plasma marks. All right, I think we got this bar figured out. We're gonna bend it and hope for the best. All right, we're gonna zero this out. That way, when we flip this around, we know exactly. All right, now what I can do is I can measure how much distance from here to the center of the pipe. That'll tell me how much distance I used. I can calculate it, put my center, do all my calculations. Pretty soon, we're gonna have us a dash bar. Now in theory, our back bend should be on my mark. Let's see if I screwed up. Ah! Look at that. We're like dang precise. That's money, dude. Now we gotta cut this for length, and then we can notch it. Now we need to get it notched and hopefully it fits. Look at it. We should have had that tool when we did the Bronx Star. Would have been way better, Hillbilly. All right, so the way it sits right now, going off of the way this was set up on the truck frame, right there gives us about 1 degree of adjustment. So if you start coming out, it starts kicking down. So what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna take these top hats off, move them in about 1 inch. They're gonna come basically to the edge, and then we'll have a lot more adjustment. Our upper control arms are gonna be somewhere in this neighborhood. That way, if we ever need to make adjustments, we have room for adjustment. So anyway, that's why we're mocking stuff up so that we know exactly where we're at. This is gonna look sweet with this Mustang suspension. Last week, we weren't even planning on changing the suspension or tubing the front end, but now we got a full-on race car or burnout car, but we gotta make sure Demri's safe because it's Demri's burnout car. She needs to be safe. You ready to party? So I got 1 notch correct out of 2. So I gotta adjust the other side. I don't want to go too deep. I don't even know what to call that. Upper windshield bar.
It's the rear view mirror.
Yeah, the rear view mirror holder is in. So I'm having Colton hold it because we're not going to tack it right now. We're fitting all of our bars, and then we're going to take it all out. We're going to clean all the bars, and then we're TIG welding everything. So this is just mock up. That's going to look good. This cage is going to be sweet.
Oh, it looks so good. I'm excited.
So we're going to polish the bars so that when we get them in, we can weld them, fit them, and they're ready to be TIG welded and ready to be painted. That way, that work's done. Hillbilly's going to get started on that. I'm going to make a little bend adjustment on this, pull it in 2 degrees, and then, yeah, like I said, we'll get these all cleaned up and start getting them tacked in place. Can we just take a moment and look? Demri, look at it. Get up here and look at it.
What am I looking at?
The most coolest AMC pacer on the internet right now. Duh. Look, it's got a Mustang 2 front suspension kit in it. All mocked up. You're gonna have power rack and pinion steering. We've got steering shaft coming. We got control arms mounted. We got a billet hub assembly. Look at this. This is billet aluminum.
I don't know what any of this means.
The internet will know. Sean is so excited because it's billet. And Sean is used to working with high dollar stuff, not this pacer crap. Okay.
He loves this car.
He actually does. You guys might not know it, but Sean loves this. He's having the time of his life, and so are we. Goes all the way up. Look at how good that looks in there. Okay? Does anybody see that? It's beautiful. So when we're tucking tire, going around the turns, it's gonna be fine.
Me.
Yeah, sorry, you.
Me.
The reality of it, which he's probably gonna chicken out.
The reality of this is he's really building this car for himself.
Stop lying to the people. We're giving you what you want. It's Demri's car. That way it gets done.
I just thought we were gonna get to run and drive, so.
Well, we are. We're gonna get it to run and drive, but we're to the point now that Sean wants to mock up an engine and transmission. So I've got a transmission here for a derby car that we're gonna use. It's a TH400. We're gonna use that to mock up. So we're gonna go over to Colton's storage shed. We're gonna pick up a 6.0. Should we show him the Miata?
I think we could show you the Miata. It's that time.
Yeah. All right, it's time. We're gonna show you guys the Miata. See what you think about Colton's car. That's a one-day maybe project. Maybe if we sell enough merch, we could build you a Miata burnout car. We have drift wars.
Drift.
Why did we leave Hillbilly? We need him for strength, right? Yeah. So we're headed to an undisclosed location in Manti, Utah at DNR Storage.
Storage number 627.
That's good. In case you ever want to rob the storage unit, okay? We're gonna show you guys the Miata. We're gonna pick up his 6L liter LS.
I think it's this one.
I swear if we cut somebody's lock off and it's not yours, I'm really gonna
The
have
reason why we're cutting the lock off
We'll
because
just go buy a new lock.
Oh!
Wait,
Got it!
this is the Miata?
Yeah. Isn't it so ugly? Miatas
I really
are
told
so
him
ugly.
the ugliest looking car.
hey, you guys have hurt my feelings.
We need all that.
Look, there's the headlights you guys can throw on the Pacer. Look, they're the same.
Oh, heck yeah, bruh. Oh, this is cute. This is fancy. Wide body kit, bruh. Okay, enough with this cute little thing. Let's get the motor on the hood. We don't need any more of that bull crap.
Oh my god. Can we do this?
Ready?
1, 2, 3.
Heavy.
Okay, we made it back to the shop with the motor. Hillbilly got the bright idea to use the motor stand. Instead of trying to drop it down, we're gonna just push it right up to the motor, just like that. It's on the stand, ready to go. And we'll wheel it inside. And Hillbilly's gonna start just putting the heads back on and everything, just so we can use it as a mock-up. That's the only thing we're using this motor for. We're mounting this Turbo 400 to the LS motor we went and got from my storage unit, so we can kind of get an idea. It's just for a mock-up. So that way Sean can go in and decide where the motor mounts are going to go and all that. If he needs to cut them down, do whatever he needs to do. Okay, we got the transmission onto the motor.
Just need to be snug enough to it sits flush against the block. It's that time to drop a motor and that.
Drop? We ain't dropping nothing.
It's time to set the motor in the Bad Betsy.
Gently set it.
In the Bad Betsy.
Bad Betsy. I think you gotta go a little higher. All right, look at that. We're that much closer to seeing if those motor mounts need to be cut. We'll lift that bottom of that transmission up a little bit to see if we can walk it in there a little better. We're hitting right here. The heads, the oil pan's hitting that crossmember right there. That jack gonna be tall enough, you think?
Oh yeah, we'll lift the car up.
Goes in sky, huh?
Yeah. Pick the car up off the jack. Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Okay. Now can we go back more? A little bit.
We're hitting that chain now. How hard would it be to take the oil pan off and then put it back on?
4 bolts.
Cause then we can get it in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, cause this, once we get to there.
Yeah, once we get
We can get it into everything dropped in place and then put the bolts in.
Okay, it looks like we're gonna remove that oil pan real fast, and then we can get the motor down inside there, and then we'll put it back up. We're just trying to clear right here. Going up just a little bit, there you go. Let's just dry sump it.
Why not?
That would solve everything.
Yeah. That pulling tighter in the banjo.
Yeah.
You might have to put the pan on before we get any further. So,
Throw the pan on, then come down more.
Now we can go down. We got the motor mounts off. Those things are like 10 miles too long. We'll show you once we get the motor in place of roughly where we're gonna have the motor sitting.
Coming down easy. Oh,
we might have to notch that.
more?
Remember.
Yeah.
Okay, tension's off.
Okay.
Just a little though.
Do we want to slide it back more? Because that's center of the motor mount's center of the brace.
Yeah. I mean, it could go back on my side a little more, but
The whole back of the motor has to go that way.
It's gonna work. And it's gonna work good. So we gotta build a cross member, motor mount. We got Colton's mock-up engine in here.
Yeah, we have to short motor mounts. Those raise the
Of
motor
course.
10 miles.
Of course. These are just the ones that came with that kit for free.
Yeah.
So why not use them? And I thought we were gonna be like way out here. It's gonna drop right on that cross member. We got some notching to do, some heavy notching to do up there. We might have to come forward a little bit. Mock up, we can use my sniper just to see. And
I'm
then
gonna pull that chain off real fast.
we haven't showed you guys this yet. I bought a Kick Performance intake intercooler. So this is gonna go in between our intercooler, which is gonna be so awesome. And I just talked to Chad from Golan Performance. You guys remember that, the 4.7 that's in my Jeep from Golan Performance Engines? Chad's gonna be hooking us up with a set of L92 heads. They're LS3 heads, putting on the LQ9. This thing is gonna breathe so good, and it's gonna have all of that Golan Performance power. So you guys make sure you go check out his website right here, Golan Performance Engines. Google it, do whatever you got. Go show him some love, because that guy is coming through on so many different levels, helping us out, helping Matt out. If the 4.7s is good enough for Matt, it's good enough for me. And he does LS stuff. So he specializes in Jeeps and LSs, so go check him out.
but yeah.
So yeah, we could literally just come straight down.
Then we'll be fine there.
Because it'd be easier for you to cut these and move them straight down than to
Yeah.
move that up.
Oh yeah, definitely. And we don't want to move the motor up.
Yeah. So we're getting the power steering fit. We got the motor where we need it. Sean's got all this trimmed out, so we're gonna be rebuilding all this back in here. We don't want to come too much more up here, but I think we are going to cut a little bit out of this. We have to make a lot of room for the intake. But what we might do is if the intake hits, we may modify the intake and slide the base forward to where our intercooler and everything clears. So we still got some modifying to do there, but for the most part, we've got the 6.0 mock-up block in. We've got to build the cross member, and then that'll be basically mounted. So then we can start fitting everything else. All right, so we've got a motor mount plate we got to build. We've got this cardboard template. I'm gonna cut this out on the plasma table, but this is gonna allow for our rack and pinion to go up through it. And hey, Sean, do you think I should notch? Think I need to notch the back one, or do you think it'll be fine being the same size?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you probably should.
Probably better do one a little bit smaller.
Yep.
Cool. So we're gonna program this up and cut it out on the table. So I'm doing this the old-fashioned way, and I'm just measuring it out, figuring it out, trimming it. There's an easier way, but I'm not I don't know what the word is, the person that knows how to make this. I'm not one of them. Hopefully this will work.
Looks like it's right on.
Close. And let's see if it'll fit. Oh, look it!
It's gonna look cool.
All right, so now that I've got all my tool paths correct, I want to change my offset to the outside. I just did my offset directly on the line that I made, so it'll make sense in a minute. So we're gonna cut a new one, and then I've got to cut an inner also. This one has lead in and lead out, so it should be a lot cleaner than the first one I just did. I'll show you in a second. It'll make sense. All right, so now you can't tell where I started and stopped. That's called a lead in and a lead out. So I did my lead in at 3/4 of an inch and my lead out at 1/4 of an inch. So you can't see my start and stop on there. It's the little things in life. All right, you will notice my inner is smaller. Well, that is by design because we have a steering column that has to clear on the inner.
Oh yeah.
For the first time in forever, I did something right. First time I've made anything super nice. Sean's gonna be so proud tomorrow.
He's gonna be like,
yeah, he's gonna think
I forgot that I made these.
Yeah, he's gonna be like, wow, I didn't know that I made those before I left. Yeah, there we go. All the mill scale is gone. They're ready to party with his TIG welder.
It's gonna be like, this is what I always do.
He's gonna be like, wow, it's wearing off on Robbie. All right, motor mounts are built, but it's late, so I'm going home. So it is tomorrow. It is the next day. So we've got the driver's side motor mount all TIG welded in. Look at this thing. It looks amazing. So we stayed late, got that all cleaned up. Now this side looks terrible. So of course we're gonna cut it out. We're gonna rebuild this side, make some more brackets that fit in there real nice like. So Sean's gonna cut all this out, put the top plate on, and then I'll CNC plasma out 2 more of these. We've got to build the cross member. We've got that all figured out. We've got a lot of stuff to do, but we're just gonna work for a little bit and then give you guys an update because we're running out of time. And this project, since it's for Demri, it's got to get done. We actually have a deadline on it. All right, I'm gonna show you guys something. This is privy information.
This is the stuff Demri wanted, right?
This is the stuff that Demri wants. So here's the list of things that we still have to buy. Turbo feed, boost controller, turbos, wastegates, blow-off valves, race-equipped seats, switch panel, headers, throttle cable, steering wheel, wheels, 4 for the rear, 2 for the front, aluminum tubes for the intake, stainless steel for the turbos, tires for the front, vacuum lines, vacuum tees, turbo screens, transmission, stall converter, power steering lines, header bolts, ARP LS bolt kit, steering column, race car steering column, U-joint, power switch, battery cable, pass-throughs, quick release steering wheel, Zeus fasteners, and then I've got Kevin's list. That's not even including the stuff that we're buying from Holly Performance. That's the stuff we're buying from Summit.
I know a lot about building a motor
I know.
and turbo.
She put this whole list together herself. Are you guys proud of her? Be proud of her. I'm proud of her. She's gonna have the coolest, world's fastest pacer burnout car. All right, so we've got the driver's side motor mount all finished up. Got to cut out the passenger side, so I've got it loaded into the software. We're gonna cut us out some motor mount plates. These are gonna mirror the driver's side. So the driver's side, I had to get a little bit of clearance for the steering shaft. This side, there's no clearance. It's just equal front and back. It just look cool. So we'll get them all cleaned up and get them welded in.
Getting this fuel tank dropped out of the Pacer. I think Robbie's getting an aftermarket fuel cell that's going to get mounted inside the car.
Because race car, burnout car.
Yeah.
All right, well, Hillbilly's undoing the fuel cell, tank, whatever you want to call it. I'm gonna undo the fuel neck.
And in case you're curious, I'm ordering parts for this. Check this out. I'm on summitracing.com, getting our list together. This is our list of things we need. So I'm just going through, getting everything in a cart for Summit so that we can get it all coming, because we're down to the wire. Thank you, Summit Racing. Summit Racing and Holly Performance have seriously come through on this build. They're helping us out so much more than you guys even know. Go give them some love. If you guys need to buy parts, make sure you buy from them. Okay, bye.
So I got tired of using the wrench because it's long threads. And then I remembered Robbie has a super long 14 millimeter.
One down, one to go.
Just the fuel lines.
And fancy gas tank.
A lot of dust.
Okay, got the fuel tank out. Now I need to grind the subframe where we're building the transmission cross member. And before I go grinding, I'm going to wire wheel all this old tar and stuff off because it will gum up the flapper discs that we use to grind really fast.
Looking good, Hillbilly. You got the driver's side done?
Just wire wheeled, getting the passenger side done, and then I will start grinding it.
We got everything unhooked from the, it's gonna, when we drop the rear axle out, so it should be able to just drop down after we undo the leaf springs and the rear shocks.
Okay, I got it all wire wheeled where I need to grind. Means it's time to grind.
Good?
Good. All done.
Packaging is starting to roll in. Friends at Summit got us our first seat. We got 2 seats coming, but we at least have one now. This is the 17-inch wide race clip seat. Oh, look at that. Oh yeah. Oh, that's nice. It's just got to be like right here for me to be able to drive. Just kidding. Well, things are starting to happen here.
Oh yeah, that's good.
I'm all over the place with this build because I'm so excited about it. But did you show them the motor mounts?
Let's show them the motor mounts.
Just look at them.
Oh my goodness.
So the motor's in place. I do need to convert the lower control arms. So I had Sean working on them. We'll go show you the control arms. We're going to be using these coilovers. So I bought the coilovers from Summit, got them here. Now we got to build lower mounts for them. So let's go check out the control arm. It'll all make sense, but I got to cut some stuff off the plasma. So Sean's got us a template here. So that's going to go down inside of there. And then we're going to tab it with 2 tabs on each one. So Sean's went ahead and he put in a 1-inch bar right here. This is actually a sway bar off of the front axle for my Onyx build. So it's solid. But this is what it started as. So on the airbag kit from Marketplace that we bought, it has this plate that we're removing, and this was a shock mount. But anyway, we're just gonna leave that, right?
No, don't know.
Oh, you're taking it away?
Yep.
I figured. He's gonna take that away. So that will no longer be here. But we need to put the bar in to keep the spacing. I'll go cut these out. And once we get done with that, these can go up to Kevin to get powder coated candy pink. Did you ever think you'd be working on pink control arms?
No.
No.
Don't tell your friends. So I need 4 tabs like this. We'll cut those out first so Sean can get working on them. And then I'm gonna design up the filler piece and get working on that. All right, well that's pretty dang close. It's just a little bit more precise than the cardboard, but I think that's gonna work. So we'll cut 3 more of those out. We'll have us some lower shock tabs. All right, so we made the template, cut it out on the plasma. Now we're gonna get the metal all cleaned up. This is our bracket, the tabs that I built. We're gonna get it all cleaned up, TIG welded in, and then these lower control arms are gonna be ready to head over to Kevin's at Powder Trim Coatings. Sean's getting that stuff cleaned up. I'm gonna go get some food, come back, and then I'm working on the lower transmission cross member. Once we get that cross member done, we can pull the motor and transmission out, and Sean can finish up everything in this engine bay. Hillbilly got the fuel tank out. He's gonna be working on the rear end. We're gonna get that housing set. Then we got a bunch of stuff we're gonna send out to powder coat. All right, so we've got this all welded in. I don't even want to take it and have it powder coated because it looks so cool. All right, so this is our lower control arm. Once it's cool, it'll be done. But we've got a cross member to build.
And I have upper A arms to disassemble. Because we're taking it up to get powder coated, you have to bake it. Rubber and baking does not get along. Taking everything off, that way it's just bare metal for Kevin to sandblast and powder coat.
What my thought process was, they've got this reinforced.
Yeah, they do, don't they?
So I was thinking,
Well, maybe just bolt in the bottom. Unless you want to go through there.
well, no.
That is-
I was thinking of welding a plate here, like you were saying,
Oh, yeah, you can do that. Just weld it right on the side.
and then just tap it like we were
Yeah,
talking.
drill and tap it.
on.
Actually, your plate, you could weld the nuts.
Yeah, and put
weld
the plate on, weld the plate on.
Yeah, just have bigger holes.
Yeah. So we're gonna do 2 plates. One that I already said is gonna get welded, and then we'll do another one that bolts to it. All right, so we've got it figured out. Now what we got to do is get this cross member measured, and 38.5. We are gonna need it an inch short because we're gonna have 2 plates here and 2 plates there. But now Hillbilly knows where he can clean all this off. We might as well just clean the rest of the frame rail because we're building a cross member. So today is a day on the computer, getting everything programmed up and using the CNC. I like days like this, but it takes forever to program, but it takes 5 seconds to cut. So I'm gonna hurry cut out these plates for the cross member and show you guys what they look like. All right, I got the brackets. So we've got an inner and an outer. I kind of made them just look cool. I didn't need that half moon thing, but this is gonna get welded to the inside. We're gonna weld nuts to the backside. This will be what our cross member goes on, and it'll bolt right in there. Sean's wearing off on us, so we're cleaning up all our plates where they weld really nice. We'll get the nuts on the backside, get them TIG welded, and then we'll get this installed. Got them all fancy, got them all cleaned. This is the bracket that he's gonna weld into the control arm. Goes right here. Look at that. How is that for precise? From cardboard to metal. Anything you need, we can fix it. Besides your broken heart. Now that we got that, this is what I'm doing. I'm welding these nuts to the back side of this plate, and then this plate's getting welded into the lower frame rails. This is where my 2x3 is gonna go. We're gonna have ourselves a cross member. Before the end of the day, do we dare say that? Now you guys are understanding. Okay, look at that. This is gonna weld all the way around that. It's gonna be a beautiful little TIG ceremony. We got enough room to put a socket on each side. I like it a lot.
And aim at the plate a little more.
All right, this is a monumental moment. I've waited my whole life, 35 years, to learn how to TIG weld. And Sean taught me how to TIG weld in 5 minutes, and I'm now an expert.
What took you so long?
I needed to wait for Sean to get here. Like that. We got this side tacked in. We're gonna tack the other side. Then we'll take this plate. Well, no, we won't take the plate off. Then we'll weld our bar in. Then we'll take it out. I got a little Western with this side, but if we're starting to TIG weld and become a professional 5 minutes ago, turning out pretty good. So this is a 2-person job. I got Hillbilly running the heat, and I'm running the torch. So
And I'm observing with the camera.
and Colton's filming. So this is a 3-person job.
Like for Sean, it's a 2-person job.
No, for Sean, it's a 1-person
Yeah,
job.
he could
runs
film
everything else.
and weld at the same time.
Hit it. I mean, as long as you don't look at the welds, they look great. All right, so what we want to do now is we're going to pull the inner plates off. We're going to put Ooh!
I thought you were going to.
We're going to put washers in between the inner and outer plates so that we have a gap for powder coat. Now, if we just had a lift, we could lift this and TIG weld the underside. Too bad we don't have a lift.
Yeah.
All right, we found our center. We made sure that we're even on both sides, so when we cut it, our angles will be accurate. Now we gotta set this so that it'll cut it correctly, and we'll be in business. We just gotta clean it up a little bit. We'll test fit it and hopefully get it welded in. All right, we got the ends all cleaned up. Let's go see if it fits.
That's like 315-pound bench.
You ready?
Come on.
What? No way. It fits.
It's weird what measuring does.
Isn't that weird? It's kind of a weird thing when things fit. Okay, so we're gonna shut the camera off for this because I need cameraman's hands to help me. So I need to make a bracket that bolts to the transmission that we can weld this to. I'm going to cut some cardboard because I've got to make a template for my tabs. Hey, Bombalicious kitty cat. Come over here. Come on.
Come say hi.
Come say hi to the camera. Don't be shy, girl or boy. Okay, so Bombi's helping me. Anyway, so I'm just gonna cut this out and I'm gonna put it up in there and kind of get a rough sketch of where, oh, I've got to build that bracket first. I'm getting ahead of myself.
Because you got them
over here. I gotta make this plate first. Welcome to the plasma table again, where we take CAD drawings and we bring them to life. Now we're gonna cut it out. It's just that simple. Look, it's literally the exact same. Now, that gets welded on there. Let's go clean this up. We'll put it up in place. We'll tack it. We'll pull it off. We'll weld it. Tack it. We'll weld it. We'll weld it. We'll tack it. We'll tack it. We'll weld it. We'll do it. I probably should have made sure that the bolt holes were correct, but I'm just going to assume that they are. So, look at that. I don't know why I haven't been cleaning metal my whole life. This is like amazing. Oh yeah. All right, we got this bolted up. Got some washers. Now, where's my thingy? We're just gonna center that on there, and then we're gonna pull the cross member out, get it all ground. So I'll have Colton grind that. I'll pull this off. I'm gonna weld this sucker on, and then we'll build tabs to mount it to the cross member. All right, so I've got the mount TIG welded. Now remember, kids, I had a 5-minute lesson earlier, so I am a professional. So this is like the second time I've ever TIG welded, and I've ruined 5 tungstens, and I have 1 left because Sean ground them all up for me tonight. I'm gonna try to get this welded. This absolutely is not perfect dimes, but this is the first TIG welded things I have ever done in my entire life. And I think it turned out pretty good.
I think it turned out way good.
So look at, here, we'll look at that one. Now we're gonna make some brackets. We're gonna TIG weld the brackets.
TIG weld the world.
Yeah. All right, so we've got the cross member all welded up. We're ready to put it back in to get our tabs where we need them. But I need my extra help. Now we put a washer in here because powder coating is pretty thick. We just want to have tolerance for the powder coat. Yeah, I don't know why I was messing around with a hammer. Got it. Okay, we're in. And that, my friends, will have to come apart again for powder coat. All right, so I'm going to rough cut my CAD out of this. So I'm gonna square it all up. You can only go like a ½ an inch in from the metal. I'm gonna do an inch in because we got a bolt. We got bolts on the transmission that the cross member brackets are gonna hit. All right, now we can go figure out the bracket. I think I wanna do something along these lines. Something like that. All right, looks the exact same. All right, let's first go see if this will even fit on the 2x3. Oh, look at it. Yeah, fits. Just gotta trim off the top. I need to take about I gotta give it a haircut. I need to take about 1/4 of an inch out of the top. I'll bet if that washer was gone, it'd fit. All right, I got my brackets all cleaned up and ready. So I beveled them a little bit. So I'm gonna tack them with the MIG welder, then I'll clean those welds up, and then we're TIG welding this. Because we're TIGging fools, okay? We're experts now. Everything about this car just makes me happy. Mainly because I'm doing it for my beautiful wife, Demri, the boss. And she deserves nothing but the best. It's tacked enough to pull it off. All right, so I had no choice but to get this done. TIG welded the whole thing. It's not perfect, that's okay. So anyway, it's what, like 11 o'clock at night now?
10:56.
11 o'clock at night. Took all day, but we got it. So we're heading home, but that means that we've got the motor and transmission mounts done. The motor can come out. We can get that rear end popped in, get it set. Then we just gotta finish the cage, finish every single thing else in like 2 weeks, no big deal. So we got a ton of stuff done. Super late.
Yeah.
So we're headed home. So as always, we appreciate you. If you enjoyed this video, go check out this one.